Despite the relentless Northeast winter, March is here, and it comes in like a lion in the American Conference with two of the best senior guards in the nation looking to lead their teams deep into the month. Cincinnati's Sean Kilpatrick and UConn Shabazz Napier do it all. Point guards, lead guards, shooters, finishers. They are the maestros of March Madness, and your bracket may depend on them. Welcome to Saturday Showcase, presented by 5 Hour Energy, all part of Bracket Builder Week. Today from the XL Center in Hartford, Connecticut, the number 11 Cincinnati Bearcats against the UConn Huskies. Let's take a look at the starting lineups brought to you by Michelin. First, number 11 Cincinnati at 24-4. Two players average in double figures, only two, but it hasn't been a devastating weakness because of their defense. For UConn at 22-6, the Huskies are one of the top three-point shooting teams in the country. 4 of their starters better than 35% from long range. This place will be packed for this one. The XL Center in downtown Hartford. Jackson to jump center in the black and red against Brima for UConn, wearing the home whites. Tipped out of bounds, and it's out to the Huskies.
Look for Kevin Ollie to play Napier on and off the ball early in this basketball game. The key for Napier, he needs to be aggressive early.
And the good thing with Boatwright in the backcourt with him, he can play the point guard at any time. Brima, as they try to work him early, did not get the roll. Had a great look, though. Brima was so effective the first time they played in Cincinnati. It was a game changer. Thomas gets into the lane, almost lost it. Now did lose it. Good hustle by Jackson to get down to the floor and try to get it back. And Gwynn knocks it out of bounds, but last touch by UConn. Kevin Ollie now in his second year. He's already won 42 games and lost only 16. Did an exceptional job last year when his club had nothing to play for.
Interesting matchups for Connecticut right from the start. Shabazz Napier on Shaq Thomas. Let's see if Napier can keep Thomas off the offensive glass.
Napier, unbelievably, at 6'1", is this team's leading rebounder. And that's going to be a travel on DeAndre Daniels, a little bit out of control as he tried to get to the hoop. And Mick Cronin is now second all-time in wins at Cincinnati, behind only Bob Huggins.
Mick has done a terrific job with this basketball program, getting those guys to buy into each other and defending each and every possession.
Kilpatrick, last 8 games, he's averaged 25-2. Rubles. Got clock at 12. Rubles out to Gilon Gwynn. 5 to shoot. Rubles kicks it to Gwynn out of the corner for 3. Jackson offensive rebound. The follow won't go. The tip won't go. And UConn recovers.
Connecticut playing soft on the perimeter and trying to deny Sean Kilpatrick a catch with a bigger defender in Hassan Cronin.
Kevin Ollie says they'd love to think they could wear him down and kill his legs for the last 5 minutes, but everybody's tried it. Most of them haven't been able to do it. Daniels, good inside-outside player. Great reverse layup.
That's a good sign for the Huskies. DeAndre Daniels needs to be aggressive and get going early. The last few games he has struggled. He cannot define his game on makes and misses, but he must be aggressive.
Kilpatrick being guarded by Croma, the veteran who transferred from George Washington. 5 to shoot for Cincinnati. Really having a tough time getting any kind of a look. And Gwynn buries the three. It's only a 31% long-range shooter, but took that one out of desperation and made it.
Connecticut's going to gap Gwynn, forcing him to make shots. Noontime games, really tough. Basketball players, they don't function before 2 o'clock.
That's right. Neither do announcers. Daniels trying to look backdoor, throws it out away. Throws it out of bounds. And a turnover for UConn.
Right here you see really good denial of Sean Kilpatrick. Right here, denying him the ball, trying to keep him out of the play. That's really important right now for Connecticut. Forcing Kilpatrick to work for the ball and eventually at the end of the game maybe wear him out.
Kilpatrick has to be at his best in every game because he represents so much of their scoring. Grima right in Jackson's face and got a piece of that one. Napier back the other way. Boatwright to Grima, and he missed the bunny.
Great look by Boatwright, looking diagonal. Grima's got to finish that.
Rubles with a runner. Crowd wanted a foul. Not going to get it.
Great vision right here by Boatwright. You've got Grima basically sealing off Jelon Gwynn. He's got to catch that ball, collect himself, land on 2 feet, and finish. Terrific look by Boatwright.
Grima is out of Ghana. He has a soccer background, only been playing organized basketball for 4 years. But he's got to understand he's the only 7-footer out there.
He needs to finish that. Titus Rubles, not a lot of people talk about Rubles. To me, he's an X factor for the Bearcats. This guy does all the dirty work. Terrific defender, can defend multiple positions, extends possessions by getting to the offensive glass. He gives this Bearcat team another physical, tough, winning player.
And he's in the top 10 in rebounds in the conference. Jackson is the leading rebounder for this ball club. Cincinnati off to a 5-2 lead. And Grima will come out of the ball game, and Nolan will check in for Kevin Allen. Both of these guys, the big men for UConn, have struggled with foul problems. And that's hurt their consistency.
Right now, Shabazz Napier needs to find a way to get going. Seems early in games he kind of becomes a facilitator. He needs to be a scorer and an aggressive attacking player early in this basketball game.
Boatwright with 7 on the clock. Look at Napier. Did not have position and yet showed you how he can sky for a rebound over Gwynn. Daniels. Wheeling into the lane. Good defense again by Cincinnati. Good help defense by Jermaine Lawrence, who's in for the first time.
And Titus Rubles did a really nice job of coming from the top, getting in that gap, getting a hand on that play.
Jackson with a runner, no. And a foul. We've got a timeout on the court. Exactly what we expected, a low-scoring physical affair.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is presented by 5-Hour Energy. Focus is the feeling of clarity and alertness. It's the feeling you get from 5-Hour Energy.
You're watching the American Conference on ESPN. Cincinnati leading early here after 4 minutes and 42 seconds of play by a 5-2 score. And their leading scorer, Sean Kilpatrick, 0 for 2 so far. Saturday against Louisville in that heartbreaking loss, he had 28 of their 57 points. As usual, is the focus on offense, but somebody else has got to step up and help.
He's their one volume shooter, but this team at times is offensively challenged. They need someone to step up. I'm looking for either Jermaine Lawrence or Troy Copain, 2 freshmen, to find a way to get to the basket and score for the Bearcats.
I like Copain. He may have hit the freshman wall lately, but he had a streak earlier this year where he played great. Niels Gaffey, number 5, is in for UConn. This is Chroma. Boy, Cincinnati plays tough defense. A little too tough that time as Gwynn will be called for the foul on Napier as he tries to drive.
Watch out where Shabazz Napier throws that first dribble at the defense going in a straight line. He's not trying to go around Jelon Gwynn. He's trying to go through Jelon Gwynn to get to the front of the rim.
What does that do to a defender? Put him off balance?
Yeah, it puts him off balance. You want to attack the defender's top leg to force him to drop step so you can get a straight line drive.
Roma with the left hand. No. Nolan with a tip. No. Somehow it wouldn't go down for him. Even when they get a good look, they can't score.
They've got 2 or 3 really good looks at the front of the rim. They've got to finish those plays. This is going to be a low-scoring game. You can't finish. You got to finish those scoring opportunities.
Kilpatrick tried to throw it inside. Good quick hands by UConn on the interior. Napier back the other way. Trying to double team everything. And now Nolan spinning away from that pressure, lost it on the way up.
Cincinnati doing a great job of scraping the ball out of that low post, forcing the ball out of the post. They forced two turnovers by giving early help.
This is not pretty basketball, but it is good.
This is Cincinnati basketball is what it is.
Yes, it is. Boatwright with a great steal ahead to Napier, and he missed the layup. Holy cow. Napier then picks Kilpatrick's pocket and foul after he takes the big Euro step. Boy, oh boy.
Watch Shabazz Napier right now. Great ball pressure, tracing the basketball. One-hand pass. He's got to turn that thing over and finish it, but he gets to the next play. Great job on Napier right now, reading the passer's eyes. Great job of playing the passing lane, getting to the next play, and then attacking the basket.
You know, being smart, a high basketball IQ is not overrated, and he is smart.
And getting to the next play, Michael, most young players would have stayed in the last play. What Shabazz Napier did is he got to the next play, stayed engaged, sprinted back, read Sean Kilpatrick's eyes, came up with a huge play.
Napier, money at the line, second in the conference, shooting almost 89%. That's why he's so valuable not only throughout the game, but at the end of games. And this is a brilliant free throw shooting team. 4th in the country, better than 77%. Napier showing some pressure as they try to double team.
A 1-2-2 three-quarter court press just to force Cincinnati to have to reset and take a little time before they initiate offense.
Kilpatrick again has it knocked away. Defense by Chroma. Gaffey gets it back to Chroma. And he'll draw the foul from Justin Jackson.
Connecticut doing a great job of pressuring Sean Kilpatrick. He's a little loose with the basketball right now. He's got to be strong with the basketball, not play with it, but try to attack his defender as opposed to going sideline to sideline. If you're going to put the ball on the ground, go downhill.
Chroma knocks the first one down. Both teams with 4 early turnovers. Great ball games coming up. Missouri State against Wichita State. Can the Shockers go undefeated in the regular season? Syracuse sort of in a mini slump against the ACC leader Virginia, then Kansas, Oklahoma State, as Chroma knocks down both, and UConn has the lead at 6-5.
Connecticut showing a little 1-2-2 three-quarter court pressure. Again, just trying to force Cincinnati to reset, get them out of rhythm. Now all of a sudden they got to get themselves organized.
And they used 13 seconds off the shot clock, and it's already been hard for them to get a shot. Thomas, rebound to Chroma. Nice move by Kevin Ollie. Gaffey been a little off on the three-point shot lately, although he's still at 50%.
In transition, Cincinnati's playing faster than their ability right now. There you go, Shaq Thomas. He's trying to push and initiate the break. He's got to kick that ball ahead and then get through and get the ball back. It's not his job to initiate the transition.
Chroma picked up his first personal non-shooting foul while inbound. Kilpatrick on the bench right now. He has not scored.
It's going to be hard for Cincinnati to find offense with this lineup on the floor. Who do they go to initiate offense, attack the basket, create a scoring opportunity?
A foul on Nolan away from the ball, his first. And Kilpatrick, when he goes to the bench, doesn't stay there very long. Mick Cronin doesn't want him sitting beside him.
He used that last TV timeout to steal an extra minute or so, brings Kilpatrick in. Watch him right now, maybe coming off a single-double or some screens on the baseline off this inbounds play.
He's the leading scorer in the conference at 20.5 points a game, but he was really stepping up lately. There's a double team and a reach-in foul in front of the Connecticut bench, and they are outraged at that call. It's going to be on Napier, his first.
Great job of Samuels scraping or digging in, and you know what? That was all ball. That was a turnover.
Napier will sit inbound to Kilpatrick. Rubles left all alone just inside the three-point line. That's going to be a push-off against Olander to get the offensive rebound.
Kevin Ollie likes Olander, his physicality, but he's got to put a body on people. He can't extend that arm. It is tough to keep Justin Jackson off the glass.
Yes, it is. With a combined 11 points so far. Maybe this is going to be the first one to 50 wins.
55 is probably the over.
55. Rubles travel.
Very little movement away from the basketball. The ball's getting stuck on one side of the floor right now. Cincinnati, they've got to move the defense.
5 Bearcat turnovers. Cincinnati only 57.4 points a game. That's 4th in the country, 1st in the conference. They're an outstanding shot blocking team. And they live on that defense.
They have versatility. They can switch on the perimeter, keeping the ball in front. They do a great job of contesting shots. That's what happens when you have equal-sized defenders.
Foul away from the ball called against Cincinnati. It's just back in Hartford where UConn leads Cincinnati 6-5. It's a pleasure to have Andy Katz with us this afternoon. And Andy, if you want to watch good guard play, this is a conference that'll give it to you.
That's right, Mike. In fact, the race for Player of the Year in this conference may be the closest that we'll see in any major conference this season. You've got 3 guards that easily could win this award. Russ Smith from Louisville, Sean Kilpatrick from Cincinnati, Shabazz Napier from UConn, and basically you've got Nick Moore from SMU and Joe Jackson from Memphis. That's probably your first team. And according to the American Athletic Conference, the coaches have the vote. They don't have to vote for a forward. It's the 5 best players, and barring a surprise, you're going to see these 5 players. In fact, yesterday on our podcast, Seth knows this, we asked Nick Cronin who he would choose because he can't choose his own guy in Sean Kilpatrick. He says right now his vote is for Russ Smith of Louisville.
Well, those are the 5 guys that I would pick for the all-conference team. I've seen them all, and they are terrific players. UConn trying to get something started offensively. Calhoun with a jump shot that rattles in and out. Mick Cronin telling his ball club he wants him to get down court and get in the offense. Copain is in as the point guard, and he steps out of bounds.
This is a Cincinnati team that is out of sync offensively, and really it starts with Sean Kilpatrick. Right now, 4 turnovers, no field goals. Connecticut's doing a great job of blitzing him on ball screens and then showing on every time he comes off the screen off the basketball.
But it's not like Kilpatrick hasn't seen this defense before, or any other defense for that matter.
And at any time he can flip the switch and get it going, as you know, Mike.
Samuel, nice crossover. That ball was tipped. 12 on the shot clock for Ryan Boatwright. He'll fire from 3. The bank is open on Saturday.
Got to call that one.
Apparently in this game you have to get lucky to make a basket. UConn 9-5.
Ball's just getting stuck. It's not moving. They're not moving the defense right now. It's really easy to settle in defensively when the ball and people don't move.
Lawrence with a miss. Boatwright ahead to Calhoun. Boatwright again from 3. Should have tried the window again.
Cincinnati's got to get something off their defense, something in transition. They've got to see the ball go in right now.
They have not gotten an easy bucket in this game. Copain.
Connecticut doing a terrific job. Heels to the three-point line. Packing that thing in, keeping the game in front of them, and taking away driving lanes.
Boatwright trying for another steal. Instead, he picks up the foul, and here's the three. Well, John Wooden always said he'd like you to use the glass, but from that angle, I don't think that's what he recommended.
That's a nice rhythm dribble, but they've missed about 3 or 4 right in front of the rim, so I guess eventually you're going to make a shot.
Yeah.
They were 1 for 8 prior to that.
Under 10 minutes to go, neither team has 10 points. We knew it was going to be this kind of game. But Cincinnati hasn't had a field goal since the 16:23 mark. And their leading scorer has been held to nothing. Thomas with a miss. And they're not getting offensive rebounds. It's one and done. UConn's done a great job on the boards.
Being Virginia's playing later on. Right now we're seeing Connecticut playing some of that Virginia pack line defense, really protecting the paint.
Defy with a good feed, but Calhoun with the miss. Kilpatrick to Copain, back to Kilpatrick, into the lane, floater. Follow is good. Nice job by Kilpatrick to get there and get the ball back.
That's the first time Cincinnati put the Connecticut defense on their heels, attacked in transition, got in the lane, and forced help.
Boatwright with a floater. Boy, they are not getting a roll on anything. Kilpatrick. Unselfish pass to Copain, wide open for 3.
Terrific decision by Sean Kilpatrick, getting in the lane, seeing all 4 defenders in transition, and finding the open man.
Cincinnati regains the lead at 10-9. Calhoun, baseline drive, no. They've had 1 point blank look after another. Kilpatrick again unselfishly with the dish, this time for the layup to Thomas. Maybe he doesn't have to score.
3 consecutive plays right there where Cincinnati gets in transition. All of a sudden, the Bearcats are on a run. Cincinnati's getting out in transition, and Sean Kilpatrick, although he struggled offensively scoring, he's made great decisions in transition. Watch him push, draw the extra defender, see the defense defending inside out, finding Troy Copain for the room and rhythm 3, and now 2-on-1 in your lane, out of your lane. The defender tries to stop Kilpatrick. He reads the defense. Great drop-off pass to Shaq Thomas. Bearcats all of a sudden getting out in transition. It's a little easy to score before the defense is set.
They're on a 7-0 run, but it's almost counterintuitive for Kilpatrick. He has to score for them to have a chance. He's had 2 pretty decent looks, and yet he has gotten assists for easy basket for his teammates. I mean, that is a great mental adjustment for him.
Terrific job, Sean Kilpatrick. They've done a great job with him, getting him out of the game in the half court. But in transition, if they're going to defend you inside out, you've got to read the defense and make the right decision. Kilpatrick 2 consecutive times, reads the defense, drops the dive.
Kilpatrick from long range and got it. It's not his strength. He's a 34.7% long range shooter. But given the opportunity, he'll jack it up.
Step-up ball screen, defender never showed. They're supposed to be blitzing that ball screen or stepping out. Kilpatrick sees the defender go under, knocks down the 3.
Defy asking for the ball inside instead. Roma will try a jump shot, and both teams starting to shoot a little better.
Cromer, the George Washington 5th-year transfer, has the ability to make shots. It's terrific on and off ball defender.
So here's an adjustment by Mick Cronin. You let Kilpatrick bring it up. And this is going to be a travel against the Bearcats. Another turnover, this one on Copain. They're 7th.
Sean Kilpatrick, the defender, gets caught up on that ball screen, jumps up, knocks down the jumper. All of a sudden, the Bearcats.
8 seconds to go. But the beast has awakened. Sean Kilpatrick held scoreless early, has a 2-point follow, a 3-point field goal, a couple of big assists that really got the offense going.
He's shown a grown man's maturity after struggling early. He finds his teammates, knocks down a big three. I look for Shabazz Napier right now to get involved.
Tried to get it to Gaffai, a lazy pass by Boatwright. Tipped out of bounds, it will be out to UConn. And Mick Cronin, that happened right in front of him. He's arguing his case. He wants some help.
With Teddy V, he has no chance to win this debate.
.650 to go in a very low-scoring, defensively dominated ball game, and Chroma showing some range with a three.
Cincinnati chasing Shabazz Napier off those screens, but Chroma steps up, knocks down a huge three for the Huskers. Two, excuse me.
Said he had a foot on the line or inside the line, so it is a two. Dangerous pass by Thomas Kilpatrick, fouled by Chroma. That's two on Chroma. Hope you'll check out Saturday's Showcase doubleheader on ESPN. At 2, the Shockers look to end the regular season unbeaten as they host Missouri State. Then at 4, C.J. Fair in the orange. Another tough road test when they take on the Cavaliers. The Saturday Showcase presented by 5 Hour Energy, part of Bracket Builder Week. Both games also live on Watch ESPN. That'll be the biggest game ever at that John Paul Jones Arena.
You talk about two great defensive teams. One team, one of the best 2-3 teams in the country, and the other team playing that pack line defense. That game will determine the ACC champion.
Boatwright had a three, passed on it. Good move by Boatwright. Faked the drive, step back, buried the jump shot. He has 5, and we're tied at 15.
He might be a diminutive guard, but Robin, he can break your ankles and find room and rhythm shots off the bounce.
As good a backcourt as there is. Ten to shoot. Wynn has already hit a three. Drives this time. Saunders got caught up. Now they'll try the three. Tipped out, recovered by Boatwright. Nice lob to Gaffai, but he missed and draws a foul. Niels Gaffai open, and a great pass by Boatwright.
Ryan Boatwright has the ability to break you down off the dribble. Watch, he comes off that ball screen, drives the defender, pullback dribble, steps up, and knocks down that 15-footer. Ryan Boatwright hard to contain off the bounce because he changes direction and changes speed.
Gaffai in and out on the free throw. Andy Katz with us this afternoon with more on Ryan Boatwright. Andy?
Well, Kevin Ollie has said throughout the course of this season that he needs Ryan Boatwright to sort of at some point take that baton from Shabazz Napier, because next year, assuming he stays, then it would be Boatwright's team, that Napier obviously being a senior, and Napier did the same with Kemba Walker, so they need to continue that, especially with Rodney Purvis coming on as an exciting wing. He's sitting on the bench there, that they're expecting a lot out of him, the transfer from NC State next season.
And Andy, one thing that Ryan Boatwright has done is improve his assist to turnover ratio, not making nearly as many mistakes as he did a year ago, and that's a great sign for him.
That ball is getting stuck right now for Cincinnati. The ball never got moved. Titus Rivers gets the basketball. You've got to move the defense and move the ball. Watch Titus Rivers right here in this half-court possession. If you can freeze it right there, you're going to see 4 defenders basically in the lane, and a denial of Sean Kilpatrick.
Gaffai open for three. He's a 50% long-range shooter, one of the best in the country. And Cincinnati will call a timeout. Mick Cronin has seen enough as UConn regains the lead at 18-15.
That's a wide-open room and rhythm jumper for Niels Gaffai. You've got to make him put the ball on the floor. Does a great job of setting his man up right here, coming off of that screen. Jermaine Lawrence gets caught up in that screen. Room and rhythm. Nels Gafai, he's going to knock that down 60% of the time. You've got to take away one cut from him. He can't come off of either one of those bumps on the baseline. Eliminate one of those screens.
And if you're caught by one of those screens, you have to recover better than that.
And the help defense wasn't there.
UConn on a 9-0 run. Joe Lunardi says the top 5 teams in this league will get a bid. Cincinnati with the top seed. Joe predicts them as a 4th seed. Memphis as an 8th. SMU has moved up as a 7th. And what a job Larry Brown has done with that ball club.
That's 5 teams not only will make the tournament, but advance to the second weekend because they all have great guard play. 4 of those teams, senior guards.
Exactly. And senior guards may be the most valuable asset you can have in the tournament. Foul away from the ball, and it's going to be Gafai with a hold. His first.
Nothing aggravates a coach more than giving a shooter a room and rhythm 3. You're trying to run shooters off the 3-point line. And Jermaine Lawrence, a freshman, he gets caught up in that screen, and there was no help off the screener.
Kilpatrick missed a free throw earlier, and he is a terrific free throw shooter. Tonight, more Bracket Builder Week. His teams look to improve their resumes. First at 6, an SEC battle, the Wildcats in South Carolina. Then at 9, a Saturday primetime matchup, the Jayhawks and the Cowboys. Saturday primetime presented by DirecTV, part of Bracket Builder Week. Kilpatrick makes 2 there. He has 7 of Cincinnati's 17 points, which is just about on his average of production.
Would not be shocked to see Kevin Ollie try to get the ball to Nels Gafai again.
Wide open was Nolan, had to be fouled. They went for the double team, and he just walked in.
As this play develops, watch this screening action on the baseline. Because they're denying the ball to Gafai, they trap that ball screen. No rotation on the backside. Terrific recognition by Shabazz Napier. When you're going to blitz Napier off those screens, the backside of the defense must be alert and must rotate towards the basketball.
Nolan at the line, the sophomore from Milwaukee. He struggled with foul problems at times. Gives UConn a 3-point lead again.
Connecticut back to that 3-quarter court trap just again. It takes some time off the clock and force Cincinnati to reset before they get into their half-court offense.
Sanders left alone for 3, and he is a really good outside shooter. That's his value coming off the bench. He's got it at 20. Boatwright loves that quick tempo. Gafai again misses the 3. Loose ball. Gafai with a reach-in foul. That's 2 on the senior from Berlin, Germany. We're tied at 20. 3:46 left in the half. Not sure how much love there is, but thank you, Kevin. Want to say hello to our buddy Len Elmore, who's recovering from surgery. Should be back for the American Conference Tournament. Lenny, we love you. Get well soon. They describe it as minor surgery. It's always minor when somebody else has it.
There's no such thing as minor surgery when you get over 50. I think Len's a little over 50.
What about this ball game so far? This has been entertaining.
Cincinnati's really struggling to score in the half court, and it has a lot to do with Connecticut's defense. Connecticut's doing a good job of denying him, pressuring him, getting underneath him, and then the other 4 defenders are basically building a wall around the lane, forcing Cincinnati to make jump shots. The ball's getting stuck. Right now, Cincinnati's got to find a way to move the defense, move the basketball in the half court.
Even after a slow start, Kilpatrick now up to 8 of Cincinnati's 21 points. And there's a log jam at the top. Louisville and Cincinnati tied for first. Louisville currently has the tiebreaker over Cincinnati. SMU lurking in 3rd. Kilpatrick with another free throw. 4 out of 5 from the line.
That Louisville team is playing really well right now.
Yes, they are. Boatwright leans into it, created the contact. Follow Oh, won't go again. A point-blank shot by Daniels. How many point-blank shots can they miss?
More than Kevin Alley would like, I can tell you that much.
Sanders looking for that three. Kilpatrick instead will take his and knock it down. That's 2 3-pointers for Sean Kilpatrick.
And Kilpatrick got Ryan Boatwright on the matchup. An easier guy to shoot over. Room and rhythm, steps in, knocks down the three. If that matchup stays the same, look for Kilpatrick to get down to the block and post him up.
He's 6'4". Boatwright on a good day is 6 feet. UConn so far only 27% from the floor. That's what Cincinnati's defense does to you.
This is the versatility of Cincinnati's defense. Here we got Titus Ribbles matched up with Shabazz Napier getting the ball out of his hands.
Daniels again with a miss. The rebound goes to Lawrence. Cincinnati has to play this way to win.
This is who they are. They're a team that checks you, makes it hard to get an easy shot on the offensive end. They grind you down.
Kilpatrick, beautiful move to get open, missed the shot, long rebound. And here is another steal by Napier. He saw this coming about 5 seconds before the pass happened.
Great job of Shabazz Napier, reading the passer's eyes, basically playing like a cornerback, running through the passing lane. That could be the basket that gets him going.
Gets the crowd going. UConn down by 3. There's another steal. Great play by Samuel. Lawrence back, and Lawrence, excellent defense, forced him to try a circus shot. Rubles into the lane. Long jumper by Lawrence, no good. And is that a foul? It is. A foul against Cincinnati, knocking Shabazz Napier out of bounds.
First personal foul, 18 foul.
Shabazz Napier right here. Watch him right there. Read the passer's eyes, run through the passing lane, and that could be the basket that gets him going. That's consecutive turnovers by Cincinnati. A long pass from the top to the wing to reverse the basketball, and then Jermaine Lawrence just not being strong with the basketball. When you reverse the basketball, one-hand passes most times turn off up into turnovers.
That ball had to go a long way to get to its intended target. Napier at the line. This turns out to be a free throw shooting battle down the end. Napier shoots almost 89%. Kilpatrick shoots 85%. And both are clutch. UConn is a team, 4th in the country, 1st in the conference.
Who do you foul here?
You don't.
That game. You better keep them in front and stay out of the bonus.
Exactly. They are close to a school record, but slightly under a percentage set in the 80-81 season. And they shot a remarkable 78.2% from the line.
Nick Cronin didn't waste any time getting Geelong Gwynn out of the game after that careless pass on the ball reversal.
Rubles down the lane out to Kilpatrick. Missed it and he knew it. Thomas nearly had the offensive rebound for the putback.
Terrific job in defensive transition by Cincinnati.
Nolan was out of position to get the lob as Napier threw it a little wide of the mark.
Terrence Samuels has given Connecticut terrific minutes. He gives them a little bit of toughness, a terrific on-ball defender, and a guy that will attack the basket downhill off the bounce.
Inbounds to Napier. Trying to get by Sanders. Good defense. 5 to shoot. Napier to the rack. See something? That is a special play. UConn by 1. There's the double team. 12 on the game clock. Kilpatrick will try to do it himself.
Connecticut looking to shrink the court. They've got the elbows and the blocks covered. Basically playing 5 against 1 right now against Sean Kilpatrick.
Gets into the lane. Copain in the corner. Too strong. And a momentum shift to UConn as they go to the locker room with a 1-point lead. It's been quite a show by the two stars. The end of the first half, UConn leads Cincy by 1. Now we send you to Kevin Connors and Bruce Pearl in the studio for the Mazda halftime report.
Tell me what you're here for. Tell me what you're here for. Tell me what you're here for.
Welcome back to Saturday's Showcase, presented by 5 Hour Energy, all part of Bracket Builder Week. We are here at the XL Center in Hartford, Connecticut, where UConn is leading number 11 Cincinnati by a single point. It's the kind of game we expected. Tough defense. You have to earn every single point you get.
An absolute grind. And Sean Kilpatrick, he's done a little bit of everything. He's kind of played for both teams at the same time. Early in the game, the first 8 minutes, he has 4 turnovers. Careless with the basketball. But as the half moved forward, he did some good things right there. Ball fake. You got to fake a pass to make a pass. But then in transition, he finds Troy Copain for the 3. And then the defender gets caught up in that screen, and he knocks down the 3. And for Shabazz Napier, did a nice job of distributing the basketball, but here he misses that layup, but he gets to the next play, gets back in the game, and then he changes pace, changes direction, gets to the front of the rim, and then Cincinnati's hot zone, they made 4 3-point shots on the left side of the lane. They didn't have any kind of middle game. That speaks volumes for Connecticut, shrinking the court and forcing someone else to make a jump shot, and then Sean Kilpatrick did what he was supposed to do. He scored the ball. But the rest of the team, someone else, Mike, needs to step up for these Bearcats. Justin Jackson, first half, he picks up 2 early fouls. Only plays 7 minutes.
We talked about somebody being the second scorer, maybe even a third scorer for this ball club. They only have 3 points as the high out of everybody except Kilpatrick. Nice lob to start the half and an easy bucket for the Bearcats.
Great job coming out of halftime with a set play, getting someone else involved.
Brima back in the ball game and contributes with the jump hook. Brima only played the opening 4 minutes of the first half, contributed virtually nothing. This one's knocked away again by Napier, who reached in. Good job by Jackson to go to the floor, gets a tie-up. Possession will give it to UConn, and we check in with Andy Katz.
Well, I spoke with both head coaches, and to Seth's point, Cincinnati head coach Mick Cronin says we've got to get Justin Jackson involved more in the low post because our offense has been a little bit stagnant. He said also we've got turnover issues, 9 in the first half, much like what happened against Louisville. As for Kevin Ollie, he said simply, we've got to make a shot.
They've got to make a lane shot.
Yes, they do. Napier directing traffic. Nice spin, but then out of controls on the shot by DeAndre Daniels.
DeAndre Daniels has Jelon Gwynn on him. He's got to take him to the front of the rim, get himself on bounds, and play through Jelon Gwynn. He doesn't have to take that ball to the other side of the rim.
Got a 7-inch height advantage. I mean, I don't think Gwynn is going to block his shot if he goes up with a power move.
Get the ball in the lane and be patient.
Kilpatrick, good defense by Chroma. Forced him to pass it instead of shoot it.
Can't leave your feet to pass the basketball. Leave your feet to shoot and pass, but you can't leave your feet to pass and shoot.
Finally, something inside, and Daniels that time went strong to the hoop after almost losing it in the lane. Another dangerous pass that will result in the foul as Shaq Thomas drives to the bucket.
Better job right there of DeAndre Daniels collecting himself against that matchup, getting his feet underneath him and finishing.
That's 3 on Daniels, and the action will keep coming today on ESPN. Wichita State going for that perfect regular season record. Syracuse and Virginia. That could decide the ACC, then Kansas, Oklahoma State. If I remember correctly, if Virginia wins, they clinch.
They clinch the ACC. And that Oklahoma State-Kansas game, interesting to see which Marcus Smart shows up. His game should not be defined by made and missed threes. His game should be defined by leadership, attacking the basket, defending on and off the ball.
Free throw won't go. The lead 3 for UConn. Napier guarded by Gwynn, gives it up to Chroma. He's got Kilpatrick on. I'd like to find a way to make Kilpatrick play defense. Boatwright, rise and fire. Rubles clears. Rubles just fell down. Look at Boatwright. And ahead to Napier. What body control. Oh, it's just a remarkable sequence.
Titus Rubles trying to do more than he's capable of doing. He does not need to initiate offense. Right now, Connecticut creating offense out of their defense.
They turn Cincinnati over again and get the layup at the other end. Welcome back to Hartford. You're watching the American Conference on ESPN. It's been fun, hasn't it?
It's been a terrific basketball game, but as coaches, we're always talking about owning the 50-50, being first to the floor. And right here, Ryan Boatwright, he's first to the floor. G-Line Gwynn, he's reaching down for the basketball. If you want to play winning basketball, you got to be first to the floor. And when you are first to the floor, you are rewarded. And there's Shabazz Napier at the receiving end of a great hustle play by Ryan Boatwright.
There are certain stats that coaches pay attention to. This is one of them. UConn, 15 points off of turnovers. Cincinnati, nothing. Nothing. And it's a team, the way they struggle on offense, they need some points off of turnovers. Kilpatrick tried to save it, but it goes to Boatwright. Napier for 3. He's just a killer. Napier, 13 points, 4 out of 6 from the floor. He's made all of his free throws and has 2 steals.
Great job of Kevin Allard coming out of that timeout with a little full court pressure. The 9, Sean Kilpatrick, getting that turnover.
Biggest lead in the ball game. Jackson triple teamed and traveled. Let's take a look at today's Wendy's Wooden Watch. Napier leads the team in all 5 categories, including rebounds. And he does a lot of that, not with just physical ability, but with his smarts.
High basketball IQ, extremely competitive, sees plays early. Shabazz Napier, and he's best at the end of games or when the game is on the line.
Foul's going to be on Justin Jackson, his 3rd. Andy Katz is with us, and Andy, I know you vote for that Wooden Award. Napier should be in the final 15, shouldn't he?
Oh, he definitely will be. He'll be in that final 5. And here's what's interesting. Mick Cronin actually said he thinks Napier will be the highest draft pick among all those guards. But there's a good chance that Napier may not win the AAC Player of the Year award. That may go to Kilpatrick or Russ Smith. But he will be a first-team All-American. I'd be almost assured of that. It's kind of interesting if he doesn't win the Player of the Year in the American, but is a first-team All-American.
That would be interesting, wouldn't it? Boatwright denied at the hoop, but it's kicked out to Chroma. Shot clock does not recycle. Chroma in the lane, in and out. If you watch 3 or 4 games that Shabazz Napier plays, I don't see how you can think that anybody else is the Player of the Year in this conference. He's just a magnificent do-everything player.
Right now, Cincinnati needs to get some solid defensive possessions and then get out in transition and get something easy. They have been stuck offensively trying to do too much.
Kicked out of bounds by Daniels. Last couple of trips down court, they've had guys dribbling the ball that you wonder why they're dribbling the ball. In the major conferences, only 3 players in the entire country are averaging 15 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists a game. Shabazz Napier is one of them, and he's the leading rebounder on this club at 6'1".
Terrific defensive rebounder. His great instinct reading the ball off the backboard, and he always comes back to rebound the ball.
Boatwright with 1 second on the shot clock. That's a violation. The ball will go to Cincinnati. And Napier goes over and apologizes and said, I'm sorry I threw it to you with only 2 seconds left. My bad.
Court of Wichita State is good as any in the country. Ron Baker is a big physical guard, makes tough shots.
Copain has come in at point guard for Cincinnati. Kilpatrick. It's an automatic double team when he touches the ball. Copain off target on a 3. Niels Gaffey knocks it out of bounds to Cincinnati.
Connecticut doing a great job of making it hard for Sean Kilpatrick to catch it in the scoring area. And then when he does catch it, they're basically giving a second defender, extending a second defender every time he comes off that screen. I call that blitzing him off the screen.
And the best part about it for them, Seth, when they double team Kilpatrick, they're leaving a guy they're not worried about scoring for the most part.
They're shrinking that defense behind. They're daring Cincinnati to make a jump shot.
They'll try out of the corner. The 3 rims out this time for Sanders. And Boatwright back the other way. They can go up by double digits with a bucket here. Boatwright into the lane. Out of bounds to the Bearcats.
Boatwright is really struggling with his middle game. He's not shooting a high percentage from the 3. Shooting over 40% from the 3 in the last 5 games. But when he gets in the lane, that little runner that he must have as a diminutive guard, he has really struggled finishing around the basket.
Tends to get a little frustrated, too, at times.
This is where he can impact the game right now. He's a terrific on-ball defender. He's got great hands.
Kilpatrick looking for that screen. Back to Copain, now Sanders again. Thomas has been a non-factor in this game, hasn't he? And there's a moving screen on Lawrence, his 3rd foul.
It's almost mind-boggling the success Cincinnati's had this season, how limited they are offensively.
Yes.
They do not have a secondary offensive threat, whether it's on the block in Jackson or on the perimeter, whether it's Copain, Saunders, Jelon Gwynn. Someone needs to step up and take some pressure off of Sean Kilpatrick, and they're not taking care of the basketball. We talked earlier, 15 points off turnovers. You got to pass and catch and make good decisions in the half court.
I think this Connecticut team is a very dangerous tournament team with their experience and with their guards. Good rebound there by Jackson as Brima couldn't hold on to the ball. Sanders back the other way. Well, it's going to be up to Kilpatrick if they're going to come back in this game, and he tries to create something going down the lane and then kicks it back out. Offensive rebound of Rubles. Rubles into the lane. 3 way off target by Sanders. Dangerous pass picked by Gwynn.
Possession's more important. Advantage, disadvantage. As a senior, Shabazz Napier needs to make a better decision.
Gwynn kicks it out to the corner. Jackson wheels into a double team and a triple team. Connecticut with exceptional defense today. Napier. Jackson, what a block.
Great discipline by Shabazz Napier. I'm not sure if Jackson defended him or Kevin Ollie defended him on that shot fake.
Great crossover. Napier tries to dish. Got it. Inside. What's the call? Jump ball. Possession arrow will go to Cincinnati.
Watch Jackson get involved in this basketball play. Look at how explosive he is. He gets beat, but he has the ability to recover and protect the front of the rim. The next possession, because of that block shot, all of a sudden, good help. Close out, he protects the front of the rim, forces the extra pass, and Jackson once again influencing the game defensively. He averages 3 block shots a game and 3 offensive rebounds a game. Right now, he's got to do something on that offensive end.
He's 8th in the country in block shots. Big part of their defense. What can they do to get Kilpatrick open? That's what they can do. Back cut and a great bounce pass by Jackson.
Connecticut denied Sean Kilpatrick the ball. Great job of setting that cut up, and a terrific pass by Jackson.
Lead cut to 6. Boatwright thought about it. Terrence Samuel, number 3, back in the ball game. And Boatwright will get a brief rest. Or, excuse me, Napier will get a brief rest. Boatwright with a miss. Copain, good pass ahead. Gaffey with a great block.
Shaq Thomas got to finish that on the same side. He didn't need to bring that to the other side of the rim.
Driving layup, Terrence Samuel, the freshman from Brooklyn. His first 2 points, the lead's back to 8.
Terrence Samuel's had his high game against South Florida. He's building on that performance. Great job of finishing.
Foul away from the ball, going to be called against UConn. We'll be back, 11:17 to go in this game. Kevin, thanks so much, and it's an 8-point lead for Houston, or an 8-point lead for UConn here. And Kevin Ollie taking over the reins now in his 2nd year after Jim Calhoun stepped down after multiple national championships. And Cincinnati just with a wasted effort. Very careless.
Coming out of the timeout, that's their 16th turnover. Connecticut scored 18 points off of turnovers. Simple passing and catching. Inbound the ball, then get into your play. The carelessness of Cincinnati is being exposed right now.
And as much as they struggle to score, they cannot turn it over that many times. They don't get easy shots.
They don't get easy shots unless they get out in transition. They need to create the turnovers.
Chroma, baseline drive, good defense, and taken away by Thomas. Kilpatrick, so explosive, can't get loose again.
Look how many defenders come to help every time Sean Kilpatrick puts the ball on the ground.
And there's a travel. Without the second scorer, they don't have to worry about anybody but Kilpatrick.
The defense shrinks. Every time Sean Kilpatrick receives the basketball, you're going to see 4 defenders behind him on the elbows and the block, so that when Kilpatrick kicks the ball out, it's just a short closeout, forcing Cincinnati to make a jump shot. When he comes off a ball screen, they're trapping him. When he comes off a screen off the ball, they're showing. Someone else needs to step up for the Bearcats and make a shot.
Napier has such great feet, and he keeps that dribble alive. He's just so dangerous. Napier down the lane, knocked away by Kilpatrick. They have numbers. Rubles bobbled it. That'll get a foul, but they didn't run that fast break for it.
That ball's got to go to Sean Kilpatrick, and Rubles has got to fill the lane. Give it and get it back. You shall give, you should receive. Titus Rubles trying to do too much in transition, initiating offense. Let him play off of everyone else.
One of the top scorers in the NBA will headline ABC's NBA Sunday Showcase. Carmelo and the Knicks go to Chicago to take on the Bulls. ABC's NBA Sunday Showcase. It starts with NBA Countdown presented by Speed Stick Gear at 12:30. Jackson, not a good free throw shooter, 51%.
Those Knicks, they're hard to watch.
Yes, they are.
Where's Bradley and DeBuscher?
Where's Willis Reed? Fight for the loose ball, and everybody hustling after this one. Ted Valentine comes out with it. And Mick Cronin right in the face of Valentine, and Ted Valentine right back at him. And Jackson trying to restrain his coach, and Mick Cronin looks like he wants a technical.
Really a good piece of officiating by Teddy Valentine right there, walking away. Mick Cronin right now, he's trying to find a way to get his team engaged, get some energy right now. Teddy is trying to show some patience. I'm not sure how much patience Teddy has.
Well, he's had a tremendous amount of patience in this sequence, and Mick Cronin still giving. He is, I'm telling you, he is asking for a technical to fire up his ball club.
Great job of Larry Davis, Mick Cronin's assistant, kind of getting him out of that situation. Right now, the thing Cincinnati needs to do is get stops and get out and execute offensively.
Seth, they've scored 4 points in 10 minutes. 4 points in the entire second half.
And they're still in the basketball game.
Napier. Rebounded Jackson. I mean, Kilpatrick can come alive and get 15 in a row, but this double-team defense has done a job on him today.
These 12 o'clock starts are a little tough on the Bearcats.
Thomas lost it on the way up, but he was fouled. It's going to be on Chroma. That's his third.
Right here, you see Teddy Valentine explaining where the call was coming from. Mick Cronin explodes off the bench, showing a great first step. Actually, a little quicker than Jim Boeheim last week, but he didn't come onto the floor. Great job of Jackson getting his coach out of the play, and Thomas. And watch Larry Davis right here. As an assistant coach, your job is to get your head coach out of that volatile situation. Teddy Valentine showing great patience with Mick Cronin.
It has been a long, long time since I have seen a coach be that much in the face of an official and not get a technical, and that's his dad, the great high school coach out of Cincinnati. And now they're talking a little more quietly on the sideline.
If I'm not mistaken, that's 6 consecutive free throws that Cincinnati's missed. You can't get back in the game. Those are like turnovers when you don't make your free throws when you get to the line.
Napier. UConn's had a couple of chances to put this one away, and they have missed big threes.
There is no flow to the Cincinnati offense right now. Ball's getting stuck.
Kilpatrick misses the three. Niels Gaffey with a rebound. Samuel on the run. Great bounce pass to Chroma. And we're at double digits. And Mick Cronin has called a timeout.
And if I'm Mick Cronin, I'm more upset with my team right there. If you're going to get back in this game, you got to make free throws. You got to do a good job in defense and transition. Mick Cronin's trying to find a way to get his team fired up. Getting after Teddy Valentine is one thing, but now, right now, he's got to get after his team. They've got to get engaged. They've got to get some stops. Watch him moments ago. He disagrees vehemently with Teddy Valentine. What do you think he's saying right now? What are you going for dinner?
I don't think I can repeat what he may be saying now. Andy, that was a confrontation, wasn't it?
It certainly was, but as Seth can speak to this, there is inconsistency in officiating. In that instance, Ted Valentine showed great restraint. A couple of weeks ago, actually it was last month in January, I was at that Louisville UConn game, and once Kevin Ollie stepped onto the court, the official, Michael Stewart, did not hesitate to give him one tee and then a second one and eject him. So different officials treat it very differently, and obviously Teddy Valentine knows how to handle these kinds of situations and diffuse a head coach like Mick Cronin.
Well, the officials, when it comes time for the NCAA tournament, if you step outside the coach's box, they are being told that they are to call a foul. So these coaches better get used to that.
Coming in the timeout, Kevin Ollie, great adjustment right there. Comes out in the 2-3 zone, doing a good job of covering out on the shooters. But Teddy Valentine showed great restraint in that situation, understanding and walking away. And that's what a really good official does. In that situation, Mick Cronin, he's not upset with the officiating. He's upset with his team. His team is not competing. They're not executing. They're not playing to win.
Sanders misses the mid-range jump shot. Cincinnati gets it back. Kilpatrick.
When you only score 4 points and a half, you have a couple of out-of-body experiences.
I imagine. And Bryma commits the foul. That is one on the 7-footer. 7:58 left in this game. Cincinnati's been held to 29. We're back in Hartford. Thank you, Kevin. It's 39-29. Cincinnati has scored only 4 points in this game. I have a question for you. If you were on the sideline and you did what Mick Cronin did, confronting Ted Valentine and the issues that they had, would you have expected to get a technical?
No doubt about it. Mick Cronin was trying to get a technical in that situation. It will only cost him 2 points, but more importantly, he had to find a way to fire up his team, get his team engaged. He was showing his basketball team, I'm continuing to fight and compete. Now, guys, are you going to compete? Because right now, we're not executing, we're not competing, we're getting beat with loose balls. Huge three right there for Jelon Gwynn.
Jelon Gwynn, they had only scored 4 points in 12 minutes of the second half. There was a three-pointer and a huge one. And Boatwright answers at the other end.
Coming out of the timeout, Kevin Ollie doing a great job. You drive the ball right at Boatwright's defender. He sets his man up. Great back cut.
Boatwright has 7. It's a 9-point game. It looked like Rubles got a piece of that. And then Rubles falls down when he runs into a teammate. The reverse layup on the other end and a foul.
You had the domino effect there at half court. I mean, you had Cincinnati guys just tripping all over each other. Communication and defensive transition. You must communicate. Stop the ball. Right now, Cincinnati, they are not on the same page offensively and defensively.
That's a big foul, too, because it's on Jackson. Now, I don't know if you have ever done this as a coach in your career, but I have heard coaches say to an official, give me the T, give me the blank T, and begging for it.
I never had to beg for him. It just came.
Came in the natural course.
Usually what I would say is, as they're about to slap me and whack me with that T, I'd say, you know you love me, Teddy. Teddy Valentine, everyone thought he is a terrific official because
yes, he is.
He understands time and score and what's going on in the game. And no one loves the two better than Teddy. Now, especially the trimmed down version.
Looks
Teddy
good,
Valentine.
doesn't he?
He's ready for the NCAA tournament.
Samuel at the line. 7:12 to go in this one. And he bricks the second shot.
Well, Jackson out of the game. Lawrence needs to be solid offensively and defensively. He gives him a little bit more versatility offensively. Doesn't protect the rim, obviously, like Jackson.
It's going to be up the Player of the Year candidate, Sean Kilpatrick. Got to use all of his skills. Sanders looking for him. Gives it to him. 7 on the shot clock. Runs into a double team. Gwynn inside the three-point line. Misses the jumper. Rubles rebound. Kilpatrick being very unselfish.
5 defenders all packed in the lane right there when Rubles caught the basketball.
He got by 4 of them, but the 7-footer was the 5th, and he was waiting.
Watch right here. Kilpatrick gets in the lane. Amita Brommer, he's like a rim protector. He's like a human backboard, just protecting in front of him because there's no one to drop the ball off to and finish around the basket without Jackson.
Rubles at the baseline travel. Titus Rubles only averages 7 points a game. He is not exactly the guy you want to go to in this kind of situation.
When this ball reverses, look at Titus Rubles right there. If you freeze it as he comes off of this ball screen, freeze it right there, you're talking about, look at this defender. They are just protecting the lane. They are not respecting any of those jump shooters.
Contact at midcourt, and Mick Cronin is going to be upset again. And he wants to know how there could not be a foul. And I got to agree with him on that one. His player got mugged in that exchange.
With 6
and Kevin
minutes
Ollie
left in the game. They're right in this basketball game. Let's look at this play right here. That's a free ball, and that is a foul on Terrence Samuels. The Cincinnati out defender was running through that passing lane. He has just as much right to the basketball as the offensive player.
And Kevin Ollie was out on the court saying to the other officials, look, Mick Cronin is walking on the court. How is that not a tee? You got to tee him up.
That's a chess match right there.
Well, let's take a look at the smart investments that Cincinnati has made this season, brought to you by TD Ameritrade. The smart investment came in April when they gave Mick Cronin a contract extension through 2018. There were a lot of people when he took over in Cincinnati that said, look, good luck. You're never going to bring this program back to the kind of prominence it once had. He has proven them to be absolutely wrong.
He is a terrific basketball coach. He is Cincinnati basketball. And the guy at the other bench right there, Kevin Ollie, think about this. He took over the job as an interim head coach, just like he did with those one-year contracts in the NBA. And all he did was coach his team, lead his team. And now he's got a 6-year contract, earned every single opportunity he's received, whether as an NBA player or as an assistant coach that became the head coach.
This is a great situation for UConn. They want to work the clock. They have so many good ball handlers. And now Napier will try to finish it off with a 3 and can't.
There's a lot of basketball left in this game right now. If Cincinnati can get a mini run, this game will go right down to the wire like most of these Cincinnati Connecticut games now.
Coach, they can't even get a good shot.
We're looking at a box and potentially a box window. They're just shrinking the court, forcing someone else to make a play. Nice job, Shaq Thomas, attacking that gap, being on balance, and finishing.
Hits the runner, and it's a 6-point game, and now here comes full court pressure.
The pressure's looking to speed up Connecticut, make them play faster than their abilities.
Samuel got it to Brima. He is fouled by Rubles. And Brima will go to the free throw line. Missouri State, Wichita State will tip in about 20 minutes as the Shockers go for an undefeated season. And at 4, Syracuse, Virginia. A lot of orange in that one. Kansas and Oklahoma State at 9. Oklahoma State needs every single win it can get, and Brima comes up woefully short on the first one.
Oklahoma State, they're in a 3-game season. They were in a 5-game season. They could not afford to lose to TCU and Texas Tech. They're in a 3-game season, 2 of them at home. Then they got to go to Iowa State. They must win, in my opinion, 2 of the 3 to get in the NCAA tournament.
Brima hits the second. UConn 10 out of 14 from the free throw line as a team. They are exceptional. The 4th best free throw shooting team in the country. This is a big hill for Cincinnati to climb. First, they got to find a way to get it to Kilpatrick. Now they do, and he drives, and Brima's right there. Got him with a body. Clearly blocked the shot with that big wingspan.
Sean Kilpatrick goes back door and takes it into the body of the shot blocker. When you're attacking a shot blocker, don't take it away from him, but take it right to his nose. Brimer gets him with the lower body.
Cincinnati hurting itself at the free throw line today. 6 out of 13. Kilpatrick is their best.
Right now, Mick Cronin, he's got to look at this clock. He feels very good about his team being down right now, 5 points with 5 minutes to go.
The way they played, they could really be buried at this point, couldn't they?
They could be buried. I mean, they are offensively challenged, but they've gotten enough stops to put themselves in position to win this game by extending their pressure right now. They're going to speed up Connecticut. Connecticut's got to read advantage, disadvantage. When to attack. You have a 4-on-3, a 5-on-4, a 2-on-1.
Napier draws the foul.
Good job on that ball reversal coming out of the pressure. Napier seeing a big gap, attacking that gap, and attacking the defender. Watch as they attack this pressure. When the ball gets reversed, all of a sudden you freeze right there. That's 1-on-1. He gets a chance to go downhill and attack Jermaine Lawrence. Jermaine Lawrence isn't Justin Jackson. Jermaine Lawrence is a freshman. He takes it right into the defender's body and draws the foul.
Napier's such a great actor, too. Did you see the big fake as he had a little contact at about the free throw line, threw his head back like he'd been hit by a 2x4.
The Oscars are tomorrow. He's just warming up.
Right. Well, this is the red carpet.
I can understand that. We all have a little drama in us.
He's going to sell whatever he can sell. Rolls that one in with that great touch. Another double-double. 15 points, 10 boards. 10 boards, from a 6'1" guard.
Does a great job of coming back and rebounding on that defensive end.
Kilpatrick. He knows he's got to do it basically on his own. Now he's got 11 rebounds.
He has an uncanny ability to get to the weak side of the glass and come back and rebound for a guard. He has great instinct.
He's had a couple of triple doubles in his career. Got a double-double today. Only has a couple of assists. So it's going to be a struggle to get to that one, to that triple-double level today. That was the 16th foul against the Bearcats. Will shoot one-on-ones after this. Clock now a huge factor for UConn as we approach 4 minutes and they have a 7-point lead.
Cincinnati will switch all these ball screens now, trying to keep the game in front of. The pass goes to the wing. I wouldn't be shocked for them to blitz or trap that pass.
Napier too strong. Kilpatrick with a rebound. Gets it to Thomas. In against Brima, and Brima will be called for the foul. That'll be 3 on the 7-footer. Crunch time, 3:37 to go. All right, Kevin, Cincinnati's worst offensive output this year was 44 points in a win over Pittsburgh, a game that set offensive basketball back about 10 years. They may not make 44 in this one.
Think about this, Mike. They averaged 33 points a game in the paint. Right now they have 38 as a team overall. That's a mind-boggling statistic. And that just shows you that Connecticut's doing a great job of protecting in front of the rim. Brimer's had a big-time second half. He's had an impact on the second half. And Kevin Ollie's defensive game plan, shrinking the court, forcing someone else to make a shot. It's been terrific.
Kevin Ollie said before the game, we're going to try to make it hard on Sean Kilpatrick. And boy, have they ever. Full court pressure, nearly got a 5-second count. Boatwright into a double team, lost the ball. Win goes to the floor. Possession arrow will give it to Cincinnati. Good defense.
Cincinnati's got them just where they want it, despite everything besides their inability to score, because they continued to defend. But of course, they right there went to the floor, went first to the floor. They've got the ball down 5 with a chance to cut it to a 3 or 2-point game.
It's really amazing when you look at their shooting percentages, the turnovers, the bad plays on offense, and they are still right in it, and that's what defense does for them. Whistle and a foul away from the ball as Jackson went down.
I'm not sure that's good or bad with Jackson going to the line right here. That could be a turnover. That could be a great trap of the ball and rotating through a passing lane. Maybe not a live ball turnover. But Jackson's got to step up and make a free throw for this foul to be significant.
Brimer just picked up his 4th. Nolan will come back in. So Jackson, who's only a 51% free throw shooter and has missed both today, goes to the line. These are huge. Look pretty good on that one.
He makes his second one. Watch Shabazz Napier inbounding the ball. He did a great job last possession, running the baseline, creating a passing lane by running the baseline. It's so important the inbounder creates a passing lane by moving along the baseline to shorten that inbound pass.
Cincinnati can pull within 3.
Something about that backboard.
Open. Yes, it's worked twice. And a turnover, and Napier got it back somehow.
It's over and back.
That should have been, I agree with you. I thought that was an over and back call that they missed. And Mick Cronin is pleading his case.
The ball and both feet have to be over for it to be over and back. Was the ball and both feet over the line? Let's take a look.
No.
No, it wasn't. That is a good legal call.
My apologies. They got it right. Be sure to check out Saturday's showcase. It's a doubleheader on ESPN at 2. The Shockers trying to go for that undefeated regular season. Then at 4, the Orange against the Cavaliers. Saturday Showcase presented by 5 Hour Energy, part of Bracket Builder Week. Both games also live on Watch ESPN. It's amazing when we have the benefit of replay. We can go back and look at it. These guys get it right in real action a lot.
Terrific call and probably very good teamwork by the officials, but in a backcourt situation, both the ball and both feet need to be over for it to be backcourt. Officials right on top of that call. Right now we got a 3-minute game. It's a 1-possession game. This is the biggest play defensively right now for Cincinnati. Can they get a stop? I expect Connecticut to go to Shabazz Napier right now, either off a ball screen or off some type of stagger.
Ted Valentine, Wally Rutecki, and Brent Hampton, the officiating crew. Napier into the lane, double clutch, puts it up, wouldn't fall. Giffey with a rebound and a smart play, kicks it outside, fresh 35.
Napier rejects that ball screen, gets to the rim. Terrific play, and because you penetrate, it forces the defense in rotation. That gives Giffey a chance to get to the offensive glass.
And I think Mick Cronin was just warned to stay in the coach's box. And this is something that the national officials have been telling conferences, that you've got to keep guys in that coaching box because we will do it in the NCAA.
Nothing worse than the coaching box. It's kind of flexible.
Napier, great dish, and a hard foul at the end of the play by Rubles. Rubles just blew up Nolan.
When Napier goes a baseline right here, watch Amita Bryant get to the front of the rim to be a receiver. I'm sorry, that's Phil Nolan doing a great job of making himself available. One thing is driving and probing the defense. The second thing is the offensive player that receives the pass, finding and creating a passing lane. A great job of Nolan getting to the front of the rim, making himself available.
And like all of his teammates, he's a very good free throw shooter, 78.6%. You know, when they first put in the coaching box rule, Bones McKinney at Wake Forest got a seatbelt put on a chair, so he couldn't get out of that box.
I understand the intent of the rule, but it seems like if the box has, you know, different boundaries for different coaches.
True. 47-42, the lead is up to 5. 2:21 left in the game. Cincinnati is hanging around in a ball game where you would think UConn would be up by a dozen, but they're not. They're only up by 5. Wichita State will tip off in about 6 minutes as they go for that perfect regular season record.
I love the Shockers. I think they're a complete basketball team. I've talked all season long how they play each and every possession like a separate entity. Whether they're up or behind, they're going to go and they're going to compete and execute offensively and defensively the best they possibly can in that moment in time. Let's see if Kevin Ollie come out of this timeout, if he changes defenses. The last time coming out of the timeout, he went 2-3 zone. Let's see what kind of changes he makes and adjustments he makes.
Louisville currently has the tiebreaker over Cincinnati, but that could change. So this is huge for the Bearcats. They can ill afford to drop behind Louisville. Kilpatrick, guarded by Chroma, always dribbling into a double team.
Committing a second defender every single time Kilpatrick receives the basketball.
Wynn kicks it out to him. Kilpatrick for 3, won't go. Rubles, great job to keep it alive.
This team puts their hard hat on.
They do that. Kilpatrick looking for that big bucket. Baseline, Rubles, tough shot, won't go. Jackson won't go again, and Jackson is fouled.
And that's what Jackson brings. He does a great job protecting from the rim. He extends possessions by getting to the offensive glass. Now he's got to step up and make these big free throws.
Hit his last 2 after he missed his first 2. Right on his season's average.
No quitting these cats.
That's why he shoots 50%. He swished one, banked one, and then almost missed everything with the next one.
Let's see if Cincinnati has some type of free throw play on, seeing if they can try to back tap it. You see Kilpatrick and Gwynn behind the shooter. Look for Cincinnati to try to back tap this ball back if it doesn't go in. They're going to try to cross and keep this possession alive.
Jackson gets the roll on the second one. 47-43. Right now, UConn has done exactly what it wanted to do. It's limited Kilpatrick to 16 points. He's only made 4 out of 15 shots.
And only 4 in the second half. Cincinnati's going to commit to getting one stop and try to attack in transition. There's plenty of time on the clock. Most importantly, they got to finish this possession with a rebound.
Napier, pull back 3. He's hit so many of them. Into the lane, driving layup won't go for Thomas. Tried to save it, lost it out of bounds. Boy, he had a great look. And just clanked it off the back of the rim.
Thomas, nice job of turning the corner. Couldn't finish.
That would have cut it to 2. Earlier this month, they played in Cincinnati with a great Oscar Robertson looking on. The Bearcats got 26 points out of Kilpatrick, 12 boards and 6 assists as Cincinnati defeated UConn 63-58. One of the most important players in that game was Amita Brima because he kept UConn in it until the very last minute. He had a great game. He hasn't played that well since, although he played pretty well today, and we'll check in with Andy Katz.
These were the two schools that desperately wanted to be in the ACC, and they didn't get chosen. Louisville got chosen over them. So the American Conference desperately needs Cincinnati and UConn to be their anchors, to foster a rivalry that you're starting to see this season, because going forward, these are the two trademark, benchmark programs in this league. Next season, you're going to add Tulane, Tulsa, East Carolina. You lose Louisville and Rutgers, so you need Cincinnati and UConn to be near the top for this league's long-term survival.
And both of these programs, I think everybody would agree, are certainly capable of doing just that.
Two programs with rich traditions. You've got Kevin Ollie leading Connecticut, one of the great players in their history. He worked under Jim Calhoun. He understands what Connecticut stands for, what Connecticut is all about in terms of the basketball program. And then for Cincinnati, you got Mick Cronin. He is a Cincinnati guy. His dad was a great high school coach in Cincinnati. He believes in the school, he believes in the city, and he's going to recruit the type of kids that are going to represent that city and compete.
If you want to see the start of the Wichita State game, that is going to start on ESPN Classic. So you can tune over there to watch that, and then we'll join it as soon as we're done here. But we have 2 minutes or 57 seconds left in this one. Defy threw it away. Possession arrow will give it to UConn. That's why I hate that rule.
Especially with a timeout remaining. Jackson does a great job of being first to the floor. Fortunately, he did not realize they had a timeout left. Great job coming from behind in the Cincinnati in that possession defensively. Now what they've got to do is they're going to take a man off the basketball, try to deny everything, and look to switch. Once the ball comes about, don't be shocked to see them trap, try to rotate. If not, they'll probably have to give a foul.
And everybody on this UConn team is a terrific free throw shooter.
And because it was a change of possession for a second, Connecticut gets a new clock, which obviously is to their advantage. Pressure on the basketball. They're trying to force this ball into the front court right now and see if they can get a trap. Right there, that's where they want it.
Defy double teamed and fouled. And Mick Cronin is incensed.
Cincinnati's in the NCAA tournament, but this is an important game for Mick Cronin to have a chance to win a piece of the first American championship.
Yes.
He's done an amazing job with his team this year. And we see their challenges offensively, but they understand who they are. They understand how they win. They play to their strengths, and they've got a guy that they can ride.
Defy missed the front end of a 1-and-1.
They go quick, they go 2 for 1 right here.
Giving him a chance. Oh, it looked like Copain got away with a double dribble. And then they throw the pass away, but it was touched by UConn.
Oh, I think he gave a timeout to Troy Copain and the Cincinnati Bearcats.
Let's check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin?
Yeah, Mike, I want to let you know that Wichita State, Missouri State has tipped. You can see it now over on ESPN Classic. Shockers putting their 30-0 record on the line. You'll see that game on ESPN as well once they sort out the battle at Hartford, Mike.
All right, Kevin, we have 35.8 seconds left to go. You're probably going to disagree with this philosophy. To me right now, even though you may not be a good three-point shooting team, you've got to shoot the three. Because you are going to foul somebody who shoots 88% from the free throw line, and they're going to bury both of them, and you're still behind.
Mike, we're going to have to agree to disagree on this one right now.
I told you.
So Defy just missed the front end of a 1-on-1.
He won't get it again.
They're going to try to score a quick 2, extend this basketball game, get something going to the basket, maybe get fouled. But all of a sudden now you can extend the game. You're putting so much pressure on Connecticut. Yeah, they're a great free throw shooting team, but great free throw shooters still miss free throws. You got a chance to steal it. Cincinnati's a very good pressing team. They're long, they're active, they're alert. They're not going to foul immediately. What they're going to do is they're going to try to get one trap, run through the pass lane, force Connecticut maybe to play a little faster, chase it from behind, and then give the foul. I look for them to score a quick 2.
Love to see him shoot.
How many wins you have?
Absolutely none. But I don't have any losses
That's
either.
True. I got a lot more losses than you.
I'm at 500. Kilpatrick, baseline drive, offensive foul. What a huge call as Kilpatrick trying to do his thing.
Curl, Kilpatrick gets downhill. Nice job. Phil Nolan gets outside the lane, setting himself and taking that charge. Mick Cronin not keeping the coat on, not pump faking like Jim Boeheim did last week.
And Kilpatrick compounded the situation by using that free arm to push off. If he doesn't do that, he might have gotten a blocking call.
Well, Sean Kilpatrick, to me, he is the captain of my old grown man team. And these are physically mature guys that play to win, that are tough, that make winning plays and have made a difference for their basketball teams. Sean Kilpatrick, imagine Cincinnati without Sean Kilpatrick. Montrezl Harrell, that guy runs and jumps, makes plays above the rim, protects the rim. Patrick Young, are you kidding me? That guy's so big, he totally controls the paint. He is a true grown man. Clay Anthony Early, undefeated Wichita State. The versatility offensively, he makes plays defensively. And here's my guy, Cameron Barstow. Think about this, he's from Australia. He's 6'9", he can put it on the ground, he rebounds, and after he's done playing, he has the Fosters and puts a shrimp on the barbie.
33.3 seconds left. Napier. He's going to keep it until they foul him.
Great job, Kevin Ollie, getting the ball in the hands of Shabazz Napier, putting him to the line to finish off this game.
Napier's made, coming into this game, 148 of 167 free throws. He is so good getting to the line, 88.6% on the season. And UConn is a team not quite up to their standard for the year. Napier buries this one.
Barstow played for the Australian national team this past year and had an unbelievable summer. You want to look for a team that's going to advance in the tournament, a sleeper team. New Mexico, 7-foot center and Alex Kirk. Cameron Barstow is a tough matchup, and Kendall Williams is an explosive guard.
Wichita State has started on ESPN Classic. And here's what I mean about the three. You end up with a foul on Napier. He's going to make the 2. If you don't shoot threes, you have no chance.
So you were expecting the charge late in the game.
No. He should have taken the three while he had the chance. Like I said, haven't lost a game, Coach.
I like it. You have a philosophy. It's all late game situations, all about having a philosophy.
Thomas got away with a push-off and scored. 23 seconds left. The lead's cut to 4. Boatwright or Napier are going to get their hands on this ball. Boatwright is 77.9% free throw shooter.
Now Connecticut, they cannot run the baseline right here, so you're going to look for Cincinnati to face guard, play a center fielder. Ooh, they went on the ball and switch everything.
Defy inbounds.
Great
Napier
job.
says, come and get me.
Great job of Defy. Ball faking, freezing the defense, and then looking off Napier and then delivering the ball to him.
And if you're a defender, you can't let that happen because Napier's the one guy on the court they want to get it to.
You've got to face guard him, front and back, and force someone else to come to the basketball.
Well, UConn dropped outside of the top 25. They have the most votes among the second block of receiving votes in the polls. So they are technically 26th in the country. They would be the 15th in the top 25 of this conference if they can get back in. And this win ought to help them.
You're talking about 5 teams in this conference. Like we said earlier in the open, 9 months ago, this league didn't have a logo.
Yeah.
Today, they've got 5 teams that are locked to play in the NCAA tournament. And all 5 teams, because of their veteran guards, have a chance to get to the second weekend. I would say it has been a great first season for the American.
Napier has been perfect at the line. UConn in the second half, 9 out of 12.
All right, let me ask you a question. Would you want to play either of these teams in the NCAA tournament?
No thanks. Senior guards,
Tough,
no thanks.
Tough, physical teams with great leadership in the backcourt.
If Brima can somehow find that stretch he had in the middle of the season where he was a really dominant inside player in stretches, I think UConn has a chance to go a long way. Chrome over the rebound, and he's fouled. Crowd comes to its feet here in Hartford. They have been entertained by their Huskies as they are on their way to their 23rd win of the season. Kevin Ollie will be 23-6. Louisville will take over first place all by themselves with a half-game lead on Cincinnati, but in the loss column. But at this point, they also have the tiebreaker on Cincinnati.
Louisville right now probably playing the best of any team in this conference. They have a tough road ahead.
They've gotten hot, haven't they?
They've gotten hot, and they're playing to their strengths. I think Terry Rozier's giving them good quality minutes. Anytime you have Russ Smith, you have a chance to win the game because he's one of those guys that can make a play at the end of the games. And he does a great job of attacking seams. And this year, he's made others better. And he'll get in the lane like the play he made the other day against Cincinnati. He got in the lane, drew a second defender, and made the pass. Then the next play, he makes the big shot.
He may be a little less Russ-diculous this year.
Well, he doesn't have Peyton Siva, so without Peyton Siva, he has to be less Russ-diculous. I think the big question is, how much down the stretch as they get into the NCAA tournament are they going to miss Gorgui Dieng? Because Gorgui Dieng at the end of the season really was playing terrific basketball for Louisville.
Croma knocks down that free throw. It's 51-45. So Cincinnati unable to sweep the series. Kilpatrick with a 3, and that's it. Cincinnati will fall to 24-5. UConn will go to 23-6. Very hard-played, entertaining game from Hartford. Coming up next, journey to the tourney, Missouri State, Wichita State. For Seth Greenberg and our entire crew, this is Mike Packard. Thanks for watching, everybody. Now we send you to Wichita.